Hey guys, it's Kevin Yuta here from Void Media, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on iOS 14, the advertising impact, sort of how it's affecting some of the brands that we're seeing here at Void, and sort of what I think about it in general. So, obviously, with iOS 14, a lot of reporting has been lost, a lot of tracking has been lost, and basically, what we're seeing here is the results that were doing well maybe 3, 4 months ago is not what we're seeing across ad accounts. And this isn't just brands we're doing, this is also brands that I'm talking to, founders that I'm connecting with, or the entrepreneurs talking about themselves doing ads. And for me, this is interesting because I believe that in a few months, this is going to get better. And the reason why I say that is because right now, those users, those customers that Facebook has that were previously buying didn't just leave the platform. Facebook just hasn't found them yet. So I believe that Facebook is probably going to be buying more data from third party providers that they can use that somehow they can then tie into their users or customers. So that's one thing I'm seeing. Another thing that I'm seeing is I believe that Facebook is going to turn into a platform similar to Amazon. Amazon hasn't had this issue with iOS tracking or not tracking sales is because the purchase happens directly on the platform. So what I think could happen is Facebook could then say, hey, Shopify, let's integrate directly and let a user buy directly on the Facebook app without ever going to the native Shopify website and then just passing the sale to your Shopify backend. And you kind of see this already with the shoppable tags that Instagram has. So I'm seeing that this could be a deeper integration. And now, if you think about the iOS 14 tracking, this isn't an issue. All this tracking and purchase data happens directly on Facebook app, which then allows you to sort of see the direct conversion. So that's something that I'm seeing. Another thing that I'm thinking about too is, let's say hypothetically this doesn't get fixed or like doesn't happen. I think it's fine. People have been advertising on platforms before Facebook for the longest time without tracking. Think about direct mail. Direct mail has no tracking besides maybe simple data of demographics of where you live or zip codes. You can still do that on Facebook. You can still target by zip codes. You can still target by, certain demographics. And what that just means for advertisers and what it means for brand owners is that you just need to get better at building a brand that people actually want to use and buy. I think something that we took for granted was that the tracking and sort of data on Facebook is so great that you could sell somebody like a random widget that wasn't really innovative. And I think for the past 3, 4 years, a lot of products out there weren't innovative. They were just kind of like, hey, let's go to Alibaba, AliExpress, and let's drop ship it. And then let's add a label and a brand to it and then mark it up by 50, 60%, and then pay 30% of that cost to Facebook. And, we have a brand now. And whereas before it was, you truly had to come up with ideas, you had to go to the lab, you had to innovate. So that's exciting for me because I'm excited to see brand new products and not just sort of like off the shelf products. Even now when I look at a product, I'm like, this is anything new. Like, I mean, I would say ask yourself, when's the last time you've seen or purchased something that's brand new? And this is why people, I think, always aspire to be a company like Apple, for example. They make great products, great stuff. But again, that's actually an innovative product where your widget selling a clothing, a t-shirt with a new logo on it, that's the same thing. Like maybe this shirt has a little slightly more latex or cotton than the next one, but is it really different? So this is why, again, people will aspire to be something like Apple. We all know an iPhone costs like $1,000, but it probably costs Apple maybe what, $100 to make, and their markup is insane. It's because it's actually an innovative product. So I'm excited because I think brand owners, entrepreneurs are going to go back again to, thinking of ideas that are innovative, actually coming up with stuff that's unique and different. So those are some of my thoughts there for iOS 14 and me in general as like the marketing and brand building as a whole. I think it's going to change. Again, it's going to be about recurring customers, providing great customer service. Again, this is something I see a lot right now. People, brands that we work with, brands that I buy from, they don't even have a phone number that I can call. The customer service is like really crappy. And then I'm just like, what's going on? Where other companies, that was the way to get customers saying, hey, you can call us, you can book us. At least for my companies, when I was doing e-commerce, I would always have a phone number that they could call during working hours. And our product was only $50 because I want customers to have a great experience. So I think this is a great shift for entrepreneurs and other brand builders to sort of be thinking about what type of company they want to build and sort of like what is that vision that they're going to see. So those are some of my initial thoughts on this. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave it below and I'll respond to you. Thanks.